I stand frozen, immobilized, unbelieving. Within the eternity of one terrible second, caught between this moment and last week, remembering Wednesday night and what she said the first time I ever saw her. What is beauty without ugliness, she said. Yesterday without today. Hello without goodbye. Wednesday night, the first time I saw her. Strange, I remember every word she said, but not the name of the place, not the song they were playing, or what I was drinking.
Troy. All out of wooden nickels?
Horses. You sack Troy with wooden horses, not wooden nickels.
It's kind of a game. You substitute one cliche for another, the unexpected for the expected. It helps. What am I drinking?
How about some liniment?
For wooden horses? On the rocks, please. You play fast, don't you?
When you send a guy to the cigarette machine, honey, you're not sending him to Siberia like he comes back, you know? And he stays back. She's a kook, kid, but she's my kook. And who wants to make trouble over a kook, right?
Achilles, meet Hector.
See, she's flipped out.
Achilles had a bad heel.
But he slew Hector, didn't he?
What are you drinking?
Liniment.
Hector, I think the lady's trying to say goodnight.
So, good night.
I tried to tell him nicely. I asked him, what's beauty without ugliness? What's yesterday without today? What's hello without goodbye? Goodbye, Hector.
Come on, Chris. Hey, kid, we could do this two ways. Right here where we break up the furniture, and somebody whistles cop and we all got grief. Or outside, nice and quiet, where like only one of us has grief.
There's another way. You could just leave.
Sawfish, Harry! There's always something special about that first paycheck on a new job, isn't it? Maybe it's the money, you think?
I'm sorry about what happened to you last night.
Well, how'd you know about that? Did I make the papers or something?
Chris told me.
You know Chris?
She's my sister.
Talk about a small world.
You remember yesterday when you were feeding the porpoises, and you asked me, where could you hear a good trumpet?
And you said Charlie's Cellar. They also play great harp there if you happen to fall in with the wrong crowd.
Well, I told Chris you'd be there. I guess I shouldn't have.
Now, you see, if you'd taken me instead of sending me off by myself...
I'm sorry, Todd.
Some other time, okay?
You can tell me. Was she unspeakable?
Well, let's just say she dropped the guard off avant-garde. You know, you ought to have a talk with her.
I'd given up.
Although I can't say it wasn't fascinating.
I'd better get these checks distributed. Why shouldn't you be out here throwing me fish? Who makes these decisions? You know? Border Patrol. They're looking for wetbacks. Are there any more at home like you?
I may still be a little wet behind the ears, but it's nothing a long, hot summer won't cure. Why me?
Another moon, another partner.
Look again. Total eclipse.
Oh, we're bitter, aren't we?
Baffled.
Great. You see, the inside of a clock, outside now. You can study the pieces, all the little bits and parts. But now that you see them, do you know any more about the nature of time than you did before? Or the nature of me? He's booked!
Hello? Hello? Hello. Hello, operator. This is Todd Stiles. You can put him on. Oh, you already are on. How you doing, Tiger? What girl? Oh, you heard her, huh? Well, you know as much about it as I do. Well, listen, the reason I called you is to tell you I'm going to stick around L.A. till you get over that virus of yours. From outer space, that's where she came from. I talked to the doc today. He figures you've got a good 3 weeks on your back. Yeah, I know it's going to be expensive. Yeah, she swings with both fists. Look, don't worry. You know what moonlighting is? Handling 2 jobs? Well, I'm holding down yours at Pacific Ocean Park, and starting tonight, I'm showing estates in Beverly Hills. No, in a bar. I was sitting there, and she rang the bell, round 1. Look, I'll be over to see you the first chance I get. In the meantime, is there anything you want? Her name is Chris, and I'll do you a big favor, buddy. I won't introduce you. But good night, Buzz. Now about us. Forget it.
It's a package deal, my friend. It's already been delivered on your doorstep. 1 minute love, the next minute left hook. How long it lasts, who knows? All sailors pray for wind, but I found you, and I'll hold on to you until I destroyed you, or you've destroyed me. Mirrors. You've seen them in a park, Doctor. Distortion mirrors. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Where did all the old reflections go? I was walking the checks around. I passed all those shiny faces. I always walk past them on my way to the International Promenade, but there's no other way to get there. And I peeked into them. A woman doesn't, even me. And there I went, skinny, fat, tall, and short. Whole ballet company. And then I danced off stage and left them behind. A terrible thing happened. I was still being reflected, no matter where I looked. From walls, from gates, fences. And I was so tall, so wide, so thick. I was immense. Oh, I was so immense. But so light. as if I'd swallowed helium. Then I began to drift away. And you know how frightened I am of height. The thought of being alone in midair. I guess that's when I started to scream. That's when I grabbed the gate and wouldn't let go.
Doesn't bother you to talk about it now, does it?
Oh, of course not. I know that I'm not going to float out of this office.
What if you had floated away?
Oh, please.
Where do you suppose you'd have gone? Catalina? Honolulu? Inland?
I don't know.
Pick a place.
I don't want to pick a place. I don't want to float away.
Well, that'll be all for today, Claire.
We have still 12 minutes.
It's been a good session. Let's rest on it. Think about it. Both of us.
As you say.
Oh, and another thing. I want to see your sister next Monday. Bring her in when you come.
Doctor, I've begged her. I told her how important it is to me. I've explained that it's all part of my personal history, so she shouldn't be afraid. It's for me, not for her.
Call her now. I'll talk to her.
Lots of luck. Chris, did I wake you? No, I'm not being sarcastic. When do you ever get up before cocktail time? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm at the doctor's. He's simply insisting that you come in with me on Monday. But, Chris, you have to. Well, because he'll never, ever understand me if he can't relate me to other people. I've told him about you, but, well, Chris, you're a little hard to believe sometimes. The things you do. Chris, please, don't make me give you reasons. If you love me, you'll do it. Ask no questions. Yes, I will put it that way.
Let me talk to her. She's not easy.
She didn't hang up.
We'll keep trying. Next time. Monday.
All right, Doctor.
It's quite difficult at first, Mr. Stiles, to look a client straight in the eye when he asks you the purchase price and say, with a perfectly casual air, but with just that appropriate hint of urgency, it's only $147,000. Can you believe it? And they'll carry part of the paper. But in Beverly Hills, Mr. Stiles, that is dirt. It is just dirt. Actually, when you suggest to a prospect that the property will only be on the market a week or two, you're telling the absolute. Only last week I was showing a little place up Benedict Canyon. Charming little Hawaiian Regency. And only 175 when Mr. Cartwright sold it right out from under me. To a couple from Arkansas, can you imagine? No children, 3 dogs, Dalmatians.
Well, I've been practicing, Mrs. Thomas, and I can now say $100,000 just like rolling off a log. I'm even pretty cool at 125, but I think I'm going to need a little more insulation before I can say 150 or 200,000 and make it sound as though we're giving the house away.
I have the fullest confidence in you, Mr. Stiles. May we help you?
Something with 15 rooms and at least 3 acres. I won't pay less than 2 or more than 3.
Well, now, our Mr. Stiles is free at the moment.
Mrs. Thomas,
I prefer to take my own car.
Our most distinguished listings. If you have any questions, just call me. Happy hunting.
Is there any other kind? Cat got your toe?
whose car?
A friend. Town jumps with friends. They've all got keys out for approval. A girl can open anything.
Okay, Pandora.
End of interrogation?
Just one more. My way up here.
Why, these are the Big Rock Candy Mountains. Don't you have a sweet tooth?
Last night when you left, I couldn't forget something you said when you were closing the door. From Faust, wasn't it?
I'm not usually so smart. Faust, he knows.
Then to the passing moment would I cry, linger a while, thou art so fair. That made me remember something else, what you said in the bar Wednesday night. What's hello without goodbye? What do you want, Chris? The in-between, the hello, or the goodbye?
Cigarette, please.
I don't mind getting hurt. That's the price. I know you've launched a few thousand ships, but I've paid a few pipers, too. I learned one rule. It has to be worth it.
Dealer's choice. We're all in aquariums, aren't we? Now and then we bump our noses against the glass. Hurt, we dart away, hide somewhere on the bottom, under a rock, to let our noses heal. All the time we're hiding, there's that feeling of terror. That was glass, wasn't it? A boundary we couldn't break through. And wasn't that a face we saw staring in, watching us? But whose face? Whose? You understand what I'm saying?
No.
It's Chris, her face, laughing.
Stay out of it, Claire.
And watch her destroy somebody else? No, not anymore. I have to make a stand sometime. Listen to me, Todd. She's like a broken hourglass. Her sands run fast. Married at 17, divorced at 18. Married 11 days later, divorced again at 20. That's when she told me, from now on, men are butterflies to be pinned in a velvet case.
My eyes are wide open.
Full of sand.
We have no secrets. Everything's out front.
What do you know about her? About our family or what happened?
She told me.
I can imagine what she said.
Lots of money. Maids on every floor, right?
Yes.
Stuffed toys in the nursery. Life-sized ones. Fillets for breakfast.
Did she tell you about my father?
Claire, lots of men walk out. It's rough, but you and Chris don't have a monopoly on broken homes.
For a dancer. Long blonde hair below her shoulders. Not a brain in her head. He left us for her.
I don't know what the beef is, but why don't we try and straighten it out? Like tonight at dinner, the three of us, okay?
I hate her.
I don't believe that.
I wish she was never born. Do you hear me? I wish she was dead.
That's right. Well, I think it's very reasonable.
Oh, good afternoon. May I help you?
Very much.
All right, why don't you talk it over with your husband for me then? Bye.
Renting or buying or just shopping? I'm sorry, we don't handle any professional suites. I suggest you try our Sunset Boulevard branch. They have all the office listings.
I think of real estate as something to dig graves in. Now, if I'd said that to Andy, an analyst I know in Brentwood, he would have launched into a 2-hour discourse about me and the death fantasy. That's why all my friends are plumbers and baseball players. Death fantasy. I'm concerned about Claire.
Claire Richard?
A patient of mine. Maybe too concerned. Whenever I get tense, I shoot pool. I've killed a lot of 8-balls in my time. Tell me about Chris.
Well, I thought you said Claire was your patient.
Let's talk Chris. Claire does. More than she talks about herself. I want to check out an image I've been forming. Okay?
Oh, well, I guess Chris and I have what you'd call a doomed relationship. But so is a meteor. You see, Doctor, she has me talking the same way. She's the sort of girl men dream about, you know?
You gotta remember, Mr. Stiles, to be a little less general with me. I have several male patients who wish they could dream about girls like Chris. She ever talk about me?
Yeah. She calls you the high priest of psychic vivisection. Well, she talks that way. Just last night. Yeah, now, here's an example. She caught me looking at my wristwatch, so she slipped it off and dropped it into her purse.
She said, let's you and I talk as though there were 10 centuries of rain on the roof. Another time she said, I'm an eye, an enormous eye. Everything I see is unspeakably magnified.
When did she say that?
Gee, I don't really remember.
The father, does she ever talk about him?
Yeah, it's funny. She seems to have flipped over him, but Claire, to hear Claire talk, you'd think he was some kind of a monster.
If you ever get tense, call me. We'll shoot some pool.
Down here, just off your drawing room, is your lanai. Actually, you wanted to do a thing to the place. The former owner completely redecorated before he placed the property on the market. Now, just through that door is your swimming pool. You'll see that next. It's Olympic size. The average thickness of the walls in this home is... Chris.
This is Crystal Sinclair.
Why don't you just take a gun and shoot him? What's he asking for the place?
Chris, why don't
Now he can hate you on 3 different levels in 24 rooms from the deep end of the Olympic-sized pool. No doubt heated, possibly even scented. Mark, take me out of here.
Nobody's leaving but you.
You come near me, I'll tear your eyes out.
She's got a great little sense of humor.
Women like you are responsible for women like me. You pushed your men into $200,000 tombs. Why? Monuments to your importance. So make him buy it for you, honey. Go ahead and martyr him. Give him a good excuse to hate you. Let him hate the $700 lamps and the $200 ashtrays and the silver service and the spode and the servants with the fancy olive super giant size. Make him grumble, but make him pay. Then he'll begin to compensate. Oh, how he will compensate. He'll pour his sad, sad story into some perfumed ear. Like this one, honey. And then what'll you do with your spode and your fancy olives and your $700 lamps? Hi. You've worked enough for today, honey. Wait till you see the new bar I've discovered just this side of Santa Barbara. I can't stand being shut in. No potatoes, Martha, thank you. Please, Mommy, please don't make me. I can't eat. Daddy, I told you I didn't want to come down for dinner tonight. I don't want to say why. But you know why. You both know why. Don't lie to me anymore. I heard you on the phone. The men will be here in the morning as soon as John drives me to school, won't they, Daddy? I saw the list. All the things divided up. Everything in the library and the game room goes in one van, your van. The living room, the furniture here in this room, all the bedroom things, my own four-poster, my dolls, my clothes go in another van, your van. But what do you think I feel? How can you both sit there and eat? Well, I don't want to be divided. Do you hear me? I don't want to be divided. Go away, Daddy. I don't want to hear anybody's side. Will that stop the men from coming tomorrow? Because somebody has a side? Oh, Daddy. Why do you have to love somebody else? Wasn't Mommy enough? Wasn't I enough?
Chris, it's Todd.
I stand frozen, immobilized, unbelieving. Within the eternity of one terrible second caught between this moment and last week, remembering Wednesday night and what she said the first time I ever saw her.
Listen to me, Claire! You can't kill Chris! Do you hear me, Claire? There is no such girl as Crystal Sinclair! You wanted me to find out! That's why you handed me the phone! There was no answer on the line! No Chris! Just ringing! No Chris! Talk about it! Just you and I, Claire! Just you and I now! Not Chris anymore! Please, Claire! You can make it.
Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.